So as I've told you guys multiple times, some of my favorite and best video ideas have come from you, the viewers, my subscribers. I love when you guys leave comments below telling me certain types of videos you want to see. And I got this comment not too long ago, and essentially it was something along the lines of him saying, do a 10 out of 10 video for each different category. And in that comment, he listed a few different categories, such as fall fragrances, winter fragrances. I believe he said something about teenager fragrances and something else. I'll put his comment down below. I thought that was a great idea. His comment got a lot of likes, which told me that you guys want to see that as well. Trust me, I get it. When you're making a purchase online, you want to make sure you're buying the right product, and forcing me to kind of look through my collection and come up with these 10 out of 10 fragrances for certain categories will really give you guys some great options. So that's what we're going to be doing today, and of course, I figured it was very fitting to start off with doing my favorite 10 out of 10 fall fragrances. So what I mean by 10 out of 10 fall fragrances is simply that when I think of fall, these are the fragrances that come to mind, or kind of to switch it around, when I smell these 10 fragrances, fall immediately comes to mind. I've talked about it before. There are certain fragrances that are literally like the epitome of fall for me. When I smell them, I think of the leaves changing. I think of beautiful fall mornings like this where the leaves are falling and it's a little bit cool outside, right? These fragrances conjure up those images of fall for me, and that's why, in my opinion, they're 10 out of 10 fall scents. We are going to be focusing solely on designers for this video, but I will also do this video based around niche fragrances as well, as I continue to do the ideas that this commenter suggested. So if you like videos like this, make sure you get subscribed to the channel down below. Also, don't forget that all the fragrances that I talk about today will be linked down below in the video description as well. If you want to check out any of these or pick any of these up, you guys know what to do. Hit those links down there. Let's not waste any more time. It's a beautiful fall morning out here, and, well, let's be honest, we have a lot of important stuff to cover today. Let's get into it. First fragrance up, we have Hugo Boss Bottled Intense. So, in my opinion, when I smell this fragrance, and I know I'm not the only one, I think of fall, and the more leaves are falling right now, you may be able to see some of them in camera. This is why I love fall. This is why I also love recording outside, although it's a little bit distracting. Hugo Boss Bottled Intense. It's this nice apple, spicy, warm, sexy fragrance. You'll hear it most compared to apple pie. You say this is kind of an apple pie smelling fragrance. And while I don't think it smells quite like the literal, legitimate apple pie that you would eat, I do get the comparisons there, and I think that that's a pretty good way to put it simply, if you wanted to just kind of briefly describe this to someone in a few words. Obviously, fragrance enthusiasts, we typically break it down a little bit more in terms of notes and stuff like that, but to sum it up, yeah, it's kind of an apple pie smelling fragrance. And when I smell this is the type of imagery I think of. I think of leaves changing, I think of them falling, I think of cool weather. This fragrance, in my opinion, is perfect for fall. Second fragrance up, we have Dunhill Icon Elite. This is one of my personal favorites from the house of Dunhill. Now, for me, the original Icon is always going to be my favorite. There's something about that one that is just unlike anything else, and that's because, well, it is unlike anything else. I've never smelled anything like it before. Maybe there's some stuff that have been released afterwards that kind of try to copy it, but I believe the original Icon was kind of the first of its kind there. But what I like about Elite is this one is more of a woody and spicy scent. I mean, you smell this one, it smells nothing like the original Icon. It smells nothing like any of the other Icon flankers. It's just primary focus is on the woods and the spices. Not really a whole lot of citrus to it, so there's not really a whole lot of fruits to it either, like apple or anything like that, like Boss Bottled Intense. This one's mainly focused on the woods. It's kind of a drier, woodier scent, so this is a good fall fragrance if you're not into the sweet stuff. If you aren't a fan of fragrances that maybe are a bit gourmand or just very sweet like most people like for fall and winter time, check out Dunhill Icon Elite. It's more of a dry, woody scent, and it's a perfect cooler weather scent if you don't like super sweet fragrances. Moving along, we have Azzaro Wanted by Night. Another one of my personal favorite scents. Again, I love this stuff. It's such an improvement over the original Azzaro Wanted, which I'm sure most of you guys are aware of. It's a lemony, kind of Invictus-leaning scent, to put it easily. And I'm just not the biggest fan of it. The lemon in that scent is very strong, and the way it mixes with everything else isn't my personal favorite. But I think Azzaro Wanted by Night is the perfect example of a flanker done right. They took that fragrance DNA, which is still in here, by the way. The original Wanted is still in here. They took that DNA and they thought, okay, what can we add to this to make it different, to make it perhaps even better, and to make it more accessible to more people? And what they did was they said, all right, let's sweeten it up. Let's add some cinnamon and some spices. and that's what they did. They made it a sweet, warm, spicy, and sexy fragrance for men, and this is why I love brands who know what they're doing with flankers. Obviously, Azzaro has put out so many flankers. I mean, Azzaro Chrome is endless amount of flankers. I mean, they've had their practice, and I think Azzaro Wanted by Night is a perfect example of a flanker done right, and this one, in my opinion, couldn't be better for fall. Moving up next, we have Paco Rabanne Pure XS, just the original Pure XS. I love this one because it's got this sugary, kind of cola, slightly booziness, and then just the sweetness as well. Oh, it's such a gorgeous mixture. When you look at the notes on this one, there's a lot of them, right? If you look on Fragrantica, there's an extensive note breakdown, and you're probably trying to figure out, okay, what is this even going to smell like, because there's so much stuff. But really, the way I described it is how I would describe it. It's kind of a warm, sugary, sweet, slightly boozy / fizzy cola type of thing going on. You've heard that described even with something like Dunhill Icon, the original. Rosa Parfums Creation E, you'll hear it get compared to kind of a fizzy cola type of thing. This kind of has that same fizziness, just with a bit of a sugary sweetness and really just kind of a warm. For me, it has a little bit of a playfulness, but also not too much. You know, it's not super playful like maybe you would expect from Paco Rabanne, from something like, for example, Invictus, a very youthful, playful scent. This one, it does have a bit more of an evening type of thing. Not like Azzaro Wanted by Night, although that one is a great one. This one, I don't know, it just has a bit of versatility to it. It's got a bit of depth to it, and all the notes that is listed in here kind of counterbalances a little bit. And honestly, I think this is a great one and probably one of the best in my collection for fall. Let's keep it moving here. Up next, we have Mugler Pure Malt. This is a fruity, malty, sweet fragrance. Again, one of my personal favorites from Mugler. This isn't overly sweet. So again, if you're not into the super sweet fragrances, this one's not all that sweet. There's actually a surprising amount of freshness to this one as well, which is why I like it for fall when you may have days that are a little bit warmer. Even like right now, I'm in a hoodie, but I could probably be out here in a t-shirt. I think it's about 65 degrees or so, so it's not bad at all. Wouldn't want to go too sweet when it's a bit warm like this, or at least I wouldn't. Something like, for example, Mugler Pure Havane would be a bit too much for me in this mild temperature, but Pure Malt would be a perfect choice for right now because of that freshness that it has, that fruitiness. It's got this nice malt note in here. It's sexy, it's a bit warm, it's inviting, and it's another fantastic one for the season of fall. Following that, we have Paco Rabanne 1 Million Prive. So Paco Rabanne is making a statement in this video. This is the second fragrance. That's the last one from Paco Rabanne. I think they've done great things with a lot of fragrances. 1 Million Prive is one of those where they knocked it out of the park. It blew me away how good this fragrance is, especially from a 1 million flanker. I think this stuff is great. I think Pure XS is great. I think Pure XS Night is great. Three of their best, in my opinion, from Paco Rabanne are the ones I just mentioned right there. I think they're fantastic, and I think they've kind of stepped up their game a little bit, you know. I mean, obviously Invictus was a very polarizing fragrance and set of fragrances, right, multiple flankers now, but I think they did kind of come back around and are trying to create stuff that's maybe just a little bit different, trying to get away from the super mass appealing type of thing like Invictus. And I think they did a great job here with 1 Million Prive. Again, when you smell this fragrance, images of fall are going to immediately come to your mind, and that's why I think it's a 10 out of 10 for fall. Moving up next, we have Pasha de Cartier Parfum version. Another one of my personal favorites. This is one that I have discovered this fall. I believe I actually got it towards the end of summer, if I remember correctly. This is an amazing scent. You can get this one on discounters for around $60, $65, I believe. It retails for $123. In my opinion, it's worth every bit of $123, but the fact that you can get it for $60, that makes it even better. This is a really high quality scent. It's very unique. It's got a great blend of notes. You know, this is the type of thing that I love because it is something that is different, right? It's something kind of changing it up. It's a designer brand kind of branching out a little bit and creating something that we haven't really necessarily smelled before. And I'm not saying that it doesn't maybe, you know, kind of borrow ideas from some other fragrances in the same genre. You know, it's kind of a boozy, warm, spicy, woody scent, but I think that they did a fantastic job here. And the fact that it's so high quality, has such good performance, all for around $60, this makes this one of the best purchases that you can invest in. And again, in my opinion, 10 out of 10 for fall. Following that, we have Yves Saint Laurent M7 Oud Absolu. Another one of my personal favorites. This one has a bit of an oud note in here, obviously, as it's the main name of the scent. But I find the main focus on this one isn't just the oud, which is, again, in the name. And in fact, when they rebottled this, they took the oud off the bottle. I mean, it's listed on the notes on the side, but I believe they used to call it Oud Absolu or M7 Oud Absolu on the bottle with the black wrapping or the black paint or whatever. On this bottle, the clear one, they just say M7. So I don't know if that was kind of a rebrand to maybe take the oud off. Maybe it was scaring people away. I don't know for sure, or if it was just simply an aesthetic thing. But I find that instead of the main focus being oud, it's a main focus between 3 notes. And those 3 notes is 1, oud, you do get some of it, but also patchouli and also orange. That combination makes this fragrance magical. The orange in the opening gives it a bit of a creaminess. The patchouli isn't too earthy or too like green or anything like that. It's a more mild patchouli, but it is in there. And of course some of the oud as well. It creates kind of a warm, powdery, sexy, and a bit of a mysterious type of scent as well. If you wear this one to a fall evening when maybe you're a bit dressed up, you're just gonna like ooze this like mysteriousness and this kind of like almost sexy appeal, because this fragrance is quite a bit different than a lot of other designers out there, and it's a beautiful one. In my opinion, a 10 out of 10 for fall. Second to last fragrance, we have Bvlgari Man In Black. Kind of smells a bit similar to Spice Bomb Eau de Toilette. However, this one isn't quite that spicy. It still is pretty a spicy scent, but this one I believe introduces some sort of boozy note, whether it's rum or something like that. It's a heavier, kind of sweeter, boozy note, which makes it delicious. You know, the original Spice Bomb EDT does not have that. It just mostly has the spices that we are known for. But this one kind of adding that booziness. I mean, really what it does is it gives you the impression of the name of the fragrance, Bvlgari Man In Black. And the bottle itself, of course, has this matte finish with the black up here, gold accents. The name and the bottle is the perfect representation of the scent. That's really the best way I can describe it to you. If you are a man and you're dressed in a super dapper, blacked out outfit, and you're going out for the evening, and you wear this, it's game over. This fragrance is amazing, and it's perfect for the name that they chose for it, Bvlgari Man In Black. Last fragrance up, we have Mercedes-Benz Select Night. I'll tell you what, these Mercedes-Benz fragrances are really good, and you can get these for around $30 to $40 on discounters. This one is a vanilla woody scent, primarily is what I get from here, but the vanilla isn't too heavy. I also get a lot of counterbalancing freshness from this one, so it's not a straight up super heavy vanilla scent. For example, another one from Mercedes, unfortunately discontinued, Mercedes-Benz Club Black. That one is very vanilla and benzoin heavy, and it's very sweet. This one has a bit of a freshness to it and a woodiness to it, so it's not just straight up vanilla. I think this one is perfect for fall because it is a bit fresh. I would feel comfortable wearing this one right now with this temperature. It's still getting warmer as we speak. I would wear this one because it has some freshness to kind of counterbalance that vanilla and the sweetness. Something like Mercedes-Benz Club Black, probably wouldn't wear right now. I would save that one for wintertime. I think this one is perfect for fall. When I smell it, I think of fall. This one's a warm and sexy fragrance that I just think is amazing for fall. So guys, that's gonna do it for me. That was my 10 out of 10 fall fragrances designer edition. Again, this video was brought to you guys by one of you guys. So I love when you leave your ideas down below. Make sure if you wanna see any other types of videos, you leave a comment down below. And if I use it, I will make sure to credit you. Remember that all these fragrances will be linked down below if you want to check these out or picking these up. You can hit those links and it'll take you right there. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.